Okay. So this is iPathways. You go to ipathways.org on the internet to access it.
Okay.
And then some of you had told me that you were having issues with your login. So all I can see is that you have an account. And unfortunately, I don't know what your account like username or password is, but my username, for example, is just my email at Triton.
I think that's what it is.
Okay. And then if you forget your password or don't remember, you can just click forgot password.
Great.
Okay. So I'm going to change over to teacher so I can show you what it looks like on the teacher end. Okay. So right now, I don't have, Denise is my only student because I haven't set up any classes or my other students have expired, but you'll see a list of students here under the search results. And then you can click on the student's name and you can actually click on manage modules. And if you're teaching level 3 language arts, you're going to want to do basic writing. If you're teaching level 3 math, you're going to do basic math. If you're teaching level 4 math, you're going to click on regular math, just math. And if you're teaching level 4 language arts, you're going to click on language arts. Now, there is an option. You can also assign them social studies because I know that we don't offer that. So that's something that I've done for my students is I've offered them social studies and science. I kind of use it as a carrot. So I'll say, once you finish your language arts module, I'll give you the social studies one. So let's say I do language arts or the student wants math. On the right-hand side, it says skip placement survey. And basically there's a really long survey that they have to take. However, I think it's worth it because it places them where they're supposed to be. So I usually don't click skip placement survey. However, I do let my students know that they do have to take like a placement assessment before they can get into their module.
Okay, can I interrupt for a second?
Sure.
Okay, I've used this in the past and I found that the placement survey is very intense and it takes them several hours easily to do it. And students were so stressed out by the time they got done that they were not motivated.
And you know, you might find that for level 3 classes.
Yeah, well,
for level 4, what I've done is I've told them like, oh, you know, you're gonna have to take the GED, so you're gonna have endurance to get through it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So it's, again, it's your prerogative if you want to use the placement survey or not. Yeah.
Right.
But it does give them a good idea as to where they are.
It does, and it will tell them which sections they should be working on, which is also a good thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Michelle? And these days, what are they going to be doing? They're not going to be going out, so.
Yeah, they might as well.
So then when you're ready, you can go ahead and click assign. And then it'll take a minute. So now if I go to the student's portfolio right here, I'll see Denise, and then I'll see that she has math. It'll show me how much progress she's made, what activities or how many activities she has to review. And then if I click on math, it will say the last activity that she's done. the date that it was submitted, and then the status and how she did.
And so, Michelle, the teachers are truly facilitators in this and not grading, or they are grading?
They're not grading actually
Yeah,
because
okay.
it automatically grades for you.
It does it for you. Okay, okay.
Hmm.
Thank you. I'm sure
Yeah.
everyone knew that, but I just wanted to
But-
clarify.
Yeah, but it does send you an email when a student has completed it. And you can go in and see every answer that they had selected.
Oh, good. Okay.
And you can make suggestions to them. Like I was
Mhm.
telling Michelle in the beginning, I had one student who has started. He got a 30% and a 50, and on both of them, I told him he needs to go back and do it again.
Uh-huh.
So you can send a note back to them, which they will receive in an email,
Mm-hmm.
and then they can go back in and they can do it again.
And then if you, after the next time, see that he is, kind of consistently weak in a certain area, then
Maybe give him
that's
something else to support him,
right, right,
right?
right. Okay, that's
What
cool.
I don't know, and Michelle, I don't know if you know this either, but if, let's say when I tell him to go back and do it, does it start him, does it just have him work on things to correct? Or does he get a whole new list of questions? I don't really know what happens with that.
He
Do you
gets
know?
the same questions.
And does he get the same questions and does it show him what he put last time or
No.
does it? It doesn't. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Hmm. There's also, so for example, like let's say that Denise was struggling with fractions. Under resources, there are a bunch of different options for you. There's study guides. I like the tracking forms because it shows, like when you click on them for math, for example,
Yes, they're good.
it will show you what students need to do. It'll show you whether or not they submitted and whether or not it's been marked complete.
Mhm.
And then they have all of these different sheets for math and language arts. So you can work on these, or even like if, let's say your student is struggling on 2 sections of whatever, I don't know what, Nancy, what you do in language arts. Let's say subject verb agreement or something.
Sure, sure.
If they're struggling with that, one thing you could do is you can use Zoom to conference with them and then go over this checklist with them, like screen share, like I'm doing.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, and I wasn't sure if this was meant for the teacher or the student because I saw these and I like them. And maybe for both.
Yeah, I
Right?
think for both.
Yeah. But a lot of students don't have a printer, but you know, I suppose as a teacher, I could just keep it,
Keep a log or something.
keep a log.
I
Send
know
them
the language arts lets you put check marks in them and then you can
It
download
It
it.
does. It does. Oh, and then you can download it, right? And then send it to them.
Hmm.
Right. Okay.
The
That's good.
math one, unfortunately, I don't know why they
Huh.
don't let you do it, but they don't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because I was playing with these too. They're very good.
And then, so worksheets are also available for you. If you click on worksheets, there's a whole bunch with math, and it breaks it down into like number sense, algebra, geometry. And
Right.
then with language arts, it also breaks it down with answer keys. So you do get quite a bit of resources with iPathways, as you can see. And the vast majority of the GED instructors are pretty tech savvy. So I would prefer if you all looked at these and kind of browse them in your own time, because I don't want to spend time going through and you can just click on them and see yourself.
Yeah.
But you can also manage groups of students. So let's say that you wanted to create a group. You would click manage groups and then create a group of your students. Now I would call them like team algebra. And then I can add students to this group.
Right.
And it allows you to kind of differentiate your instruction then based on where students are, what group they're in. And this is on the back end, so it's not going to make someone feel bad if you put them in like tier 1 or tier 2.
Right.
And then you can generate reports like attendance and lesson mastery. Obviously, attendance is less important as the lesson mastery report, just because it's going to be hard to take attendance on this. But yeah, I wonder if anyone has any questions.
I was just thinking about, because I went through this the other day and was really looking at everything. And this attendance thing, it might be, like, are we going to be taking attendance? I don't think we really know what's going to happen with all that. But I was going to require my students on the days I have them, the Monday and Wednesday, that, they would have to go into iPathways. And maybe then I would know that on that day they actually did that.
Yeah, I think that's erring
Right.
on the side of caution. Yeah.
And I just thought that could be a good, even if they spent 15 or 20 minutes or whatever, I thought that could work, since it gives me that kind of a report.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who have not looked through the resources, they are really very good. I mean, I was very impressed. The first time I did this with my students a couple of years ago, I didn't really take the time to do that. And there's a lot of really good stuff in here, at least for language arts. I didn't spend a lot of time looking at the math. So, and I kind of hyped it up for my students and just told them, hey, this is made by the company who developed the GED. This is what they want you to know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh,
So putting your time in is going to pay off for you.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I stressed when I was giving them that survey, was that I know it's long, but the GED is going to be long. And this way, at least I have a marker as to where you are and what I
Right.
can do to help support you best.
Yeah, it's not too late for me to go in and change that. I have to think about it. I just know last time they were with the E93, they were just so blown away by that test. It was very hard for them. They had no clue on most everything.
And if you're finding that again, then I don't think it would hurt to skip the placement survey as long as you're keeping tabs on them.
On what they're doing, right?
Right.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
perhaps using the placement survey as a, kind of sub-curriculum to make sure that they get resources and supplemental instruction as, via Zoom or whatever, so that that they're not spending time on something that's not in this. Or just, like spinning their wheels and,
Well, honestly, Corinne, some of these exercises are so challenging.
Mhm.
I mean, they are really challenging. And
And are they really on the GED?
well, iPathways is owned by the GED company.
Yeah, yeah.
So they developed this. This is what and this is similar to what I did last semester when I was working with the ETS,
Mm-hmm,
which is a company that puts out the HiSET.
mm-hmm.
And but I thought their stuff was like a lot of it was like way too easy and boring, whereas this program is very challenging. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's something that, as part of doing the online in Zoom, that we go in and we work something together. Right?
I mean, it could be there. And also thinking about our curriculum committee conversations regarding, really having all of us look at the TABE, even take the TABE, look at the GED, be super familiar with that. This might be another, thing that we need to
consider.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of taking over here. Everybody else, I see other people are on here. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
No, but I think this can be really valuable, and it's like, it couldn't be timed better than for what we need to happen right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna just insist they have to do half an hour each class period on this. So they're expecting a minimum 1 hour a week, minimum,
Mhm.
just on iPathways.
Yeah. Maureen, I remember you had a question. I think you had a question last time I saw you. Did I answer it? Oops. Okay. Well, if anyone has any questions, you know where to find me via email. Oh, I've got one in the chat.
Mhm.
Here we go. If students don't have accounts, can we arrange for that? Yeah, so you would just send me that information and then I would input them and add you as their instructor.
Okay, and can I add something again?
Sure.
When they put them into the account, the student gets an email. And in the email, it tells them to click on a link. And when they click on the link, it asks them to put a password in. And if they open up that link and they do not take care of that password, then it expires. And they try to get in and then they can't, and then it becomes a hassle. So for those students who are not in, it would be important to let them know they're going to get this email, and the email that's been chosen, whatever email they're using. And when they click on the link, they need to put their password, they have to put it in twice, and then it should take them right into the program. And this password has nothing to do with their Gmail or anything else. It's simply a password for iPathways. Some of these students, there were problems, and Dorota had to resend another email to them to make that happen, Michelle.
Oh no.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, because for most of them, it all happened smoothly, but I had like 3 or 4 of them that it did not come out smoothly. And the other thing is the people at the ETRC would also be able to walk them through this, but of course we have nobody at the ETRC.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I did see that in one of our emails that there was a link to that. So I know Dorota knows how to do it. I don't know if you know what has to be done there. I don't really know what she does, but she does something and then she sends it back to them.
Yeah, so for that, you have to contact the support center. So individually, like you send the support center their information.
The support center, you mean on the, so is that like the support center for all of Triton? Is that what you're saying?
No, the support center for iPathways, actually.
Oh, for iPathways. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're pretty quick about getting back to you. Like, as long as it's during working hours,
Okay.
they probably get back to you within 5 minutes.
Okay, excellent. Oh, see, I didn't even realize that. I see it here now that I see your cursor up on it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, because it's very frustrating for the students and, you know, and obviously everybody's going to be doing this pretty much on their own.
Right, right, yeah. So if you click on support center,
Okay,
there's
and then you can call.
tutorials, there's a phone number that they could call. And
Okay.
then this email is where Dorota sends the student information to,
got
info
it.
at ipathways.org.
Okay. Okay. Okay, that's helpful. I never even noticed that.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of instructional strategies and
I'm working.
FAQs here too.
Right.
So any other questions or comments? No?
No, but very, very enlightening. Thank you.
Yeah, great. So then if you do have any questions, feel free to send me an email and I will get back to you as soon as I can.
That's great.
Thanks,
That's great.
Michelle.
All right,
Yeah, thank you. And it does offer a lot. There's a lot in here. It really is a good program.
Yes,
Okay, thank you so much, Michelle.
no problem. Thank you.
All right,
Okay.
everybody, take it
Bye.
easy.
Bye.
Be safe.
Yes, be well.
Bye.
Bye.